Arnab, at the outset, I would like to make it very clear that I do not owe allegiance to any political parties. So whatever are going to be my views, they are going to be my views just as a simple lawyer, as a layperson who views this entire thing. No, I mean, I would of course like to applaud the role of the media in which they have brought about an awakening, or they've also brought about a lot of interest into these issues for laypersons. But having said this, I would also like to put into a correct perspective the fact that there is a system, a legal system which exists in our country. There is a judiciary, there are police authorities, there are people who are doing their jobs. Today we have people who are doing it with extra sensitivity, and they're also doing it with a lot of, probably the media is also one of the reasons, because the media is kind of, observing them, or they are under the scanner. Having said this, I also believe that the due process of law has to be followed. The media cannot be the judge, the jury, the executioner, to use your terminology, Arnab. The media can only bring about an awakening in the people. The media can only ensure that whether the process has been followed or not. If you see in the Shoma's case, which is there, what is the wrong that she had done? She was supposed to set up an inquiry committee for the sexual harassment complaint that she got, and she has not done so. So this is a wrong which the media did point out. But later on, I do not think, and I do not belong to the Cozy Club, I do not belong to any of these Delhi people, but the fact of the matter is, let the law take its own course. The law is being very...
No, but the law is being avoided. No, law is being avoided. Sohel is smiling as you speak out there. I don't know why, because I'm tired of that line, let the law take its own course, Ms. Deshmukh. The law does not take its own course, and when a group of powerful people, when a group of powerful people get together in a complicit manner to avoid the law, and therefore then pressurize the victim, when the victim comes out to try and character assassinate the victim, intimidate the victim, then I think a case of criminal intimidation following an act of sexual assault is as deep a crime as anyone can commit. Sohel Seth is interrupting you. I allow that. Sohel Seth to Mrunalini Deshmukh. Go ahead.
Mrunalini, I completely agree that the law must be allowed to take its own course, but we're increasingly becoming a country where institutions that are supposed to do their jobs aren't doing their jobs. 5 years in the Talwar case, whether they're guilty, not guilty, immaterial. The point is that we have become a country where we want responsibility without accountability. It is time that the media throws up that mirror which this society can reflect on. Number one. Number two, this is not only a story about the horrific molestation that happened. It is equally a story about what I would call deviant morality. It's a story where the media has actually highlighted cases of media ownership. I mean, you can't be a morally courageous company with dubious distinction in terms of ownership or the way companies are structured. I think it's a great step forward. I think it's a deterrent. The role of media must always be twofold. It must be preventive. It must be prescriptive. We will prevent, by and large, this kind of thing recurring because the fear of God will have been put into people, and prescriptive because we are sending out solutions.
I have just one question. I have just one question tonight to all those who want to come.
Yes. Now, give me half a minute. Arnab, give me half a minute. The only thing that I want to say, and I completely endorse Suhail's views that this is there, but please understand the judiciary on its own part is doing a lot of things. You are having people at the helm who are dealing it with sensitivity, who are having fast-track courts, who are also, because that's how Nirbhaya was decided, that's what everything was decided. But why do you not allow the law to take its own course? This is not a cliche. We are in a democratic country.
Can I say something?
And that's the only reason I'm saying. And the media has to do its role.
Mrunalini, 1 minute. Arnab.
Okay, two rebuts. Let's allow Sohail, and then afterwards, Mrunalini, Sohail and Ashok are both responding to Sohail.
1 minute. I want to quote. I want to quote Amartya Sen. I want to quote Amartya Sen in his book, The Idea of Justice. And he eloquently says, justice is all about fairness. There's a difference between Niti and Nyay. Niti is process, Nyay is ultimate fairness. We might have courts of law, but do they deliver justice which is fair? That's the moot question. It's not about time. It's about the way we close the judicial ranks.
And I'd also say...
And for God's sake, I'm tired of hearing we are a democracy. With forms of government, let fools contest. That which is governed best is best.
Okay,
Ashok Vishwanathan. Democracy as a crutch
Ashok Vishwanathan, please.
Delays.
Ashok Vishwanathan wanted to come in, and yes, Ashok.
Arnab.
There's one quick comment. I think this statement, the law should take its own course, is one of the easiest statements to make. When the law took its own course, we had the Jessica Lal case running into a dead end. Unless the media, and not just the media, the people who watch the media, who read the papers, unless they react in perhaps a hyperbolic fashion, I don't think we're going to get any headway, because our country is of a certain nature. It's very peculiar, turbulent, and Samuel Beckett didn't know what he was doing when he created the theatre of the absurd, because we are having the theatre of the absurd in people like Jolly. So I think the law takes its own course is a very easy, comfortable statement to all,
to all those who use two words with increasing frequency these days, the first being hyperbole and the other being hyperventilate. Let me say this, that I wear those attributes which are put to me, and I said this to some today who use certain words. I say, you can use my name, I have no complaints about it.
Like a
because
badge
the
of
other
honor.
person who has accused me of hyperventilating and hyperbole in the past has been Mr. Suresh Kalmadi. Now my question is simply very clearly this: the Supreme Court of India, none less, the Supreme Court of India, when Asaram went complaining, Bachi Karkaria, Anil Dharker, I want your table. Asaram went complaining, saying, stop the media from covering me. This is a media trial. It's an inquisition. You know what the Supreme Court said? The Supreme Court said the following. It said, we cannot ask the media not to report the information they get from police or other sources. If some inmate says something or an investigation officer talks to the media, how can we stop them? The media is reporting what they say. You have civil or criminal remedies. If Tarun Tejpal feels that the media has done him a great wrong, let Tarun Tejpal take the entire Indian media to court.
So who's quarreling with that?
No.
There is no point in bringing up Jessica Lal case, etc., etc. Let's talk of this present case. What is the situation now?
Arnab, can I say something here?
After Anil Dharker, yes.
The chief minister of Goa,
Arnab.
Manohar Parrikar, is taking a personal interest in the case.
That's good, isn't it?
Right? It's
What's
good.
wrong with that?
Of course it's good. Who's saying it's not good? He's taking a personal interest. This case is being pursued by the police. Now, the media has brought it to the stage. Now, are you also going to judge?
What?
Are you also going to be the judge?
No,
Are
where?
you going to be the executioner?
No.
This is...
Absolutely not
This
at
is
all. What a horrible thing to suggest.
What Mrunalini was talking about is absolutely right. The media has a role, and a very, very important role. Without the media, this country would go to the dogs, would go to ruin. Yeah. And media has to pursue these cases as much as possible.
So admit it. So admit it finally.
There is no question of admitting. This is something I've been saying longer than you have lived, Mr. Goswami.
Thank you, Mr. Right? Mr.
Just a second. Let me just say it. But at some stage, when the law is taking its course, then you should stop.
No, in this case, I want you to admit it. 1 second. In this case, I just want an admission here today, and I can put this question to anyone watching the Newshour tonight. My question goes to them. All viewers of Newshour, I put a question to you wherever you're watching. You tell me, and I'll send your messages to the gentleman and the esteemed journalist sitting next to me. Do you think this case would have gone anywhere had the media not hyperventilated or put hyperbole or disproportionate amount of attention on it? Certainly not. Sudhir Tailang's been wanting to say something, then I'll give you the last word. Sudhir Tailang.
One point I'd like to make.
I want to tell Mr. Dharker that, the times when every issue like this was brushed under the carpet
is over.
Over now. The media has taken a role which is absolutely positive. In the past couple of years or 3-4 years, you've seen that we have taken up many issues, including Nirbhaya, Jessica Lal, and these issues, when they were taken by media very fiercely, have forced the courts to also function. And in fact, everybody will take notice of it.
Please. Arnab, I'd like to make one final
point. There is definitely a cozy club exists. You know, when Robert Vadra issue happened, within no time, every government department gave a clean chit to him.
No, what's
and exactly the same way, this cozy club of about 500 people in this city gives clean chit to everybody who's involved.
Has that happened in this Bachi? Tell me. I want to ask Bachi Karkaria. Have some people lost their sense of balance in this particular case simply because they probably know Tarun Tejpal? He's close to them. he has dealt with them, they have known him as a journalist or otherwise, or moved in the same groups, and has that particular group, just 4 more words, compromised its own judgment in dealing with this?
Arnab, please don't ask leading questions.
There's nothing leading, general
The point is that
questions.
you have made, well, I'll speak on behalf of Anil as well and myself, as part of a cozy Lutyens club. How I would love to be part of a cozy Lutyens club, but I'm not. I'm just a proper, ordinary, civil living journalist in Mumbai. Okay? Secondly, you say, you first of all make out a case based on a wrong premise. You are putting words into the mouths of people which they have not said, and then you're saying now admit it, now deny it. You know, making us deny something we never said in the first place. I have you may look at all your papers. You may look at all your papers.
You said
first of all,
you've said this clamorous pursuit of justice. You've said, I read you this.
Arnab, I'd like
you've
to
said in our clamorous pursuit of justice for the violated girl, our strident demand for the severest punishment, in a counter expose of Tehelka's own murky revenue model, have been turned into a lynch mob.
The reason why we have, reason why I say we have turned into a lynch mob, and a lynch mob is a group of people who, without looking at the facts, perhaps not even knowing who they are lynching, without giving the other person anyone the right to make this.
Well, I want him to give the right. He's the man in hiding. He's not coming out anywhere.
I'm not talking of Tarun Tejpal.
I'm talking of Tarun Tejpal.
I am talking of Tarun Tejpal. I was talking of your bringing. I was talking of your bringing people to your panel and not allowing them to speak. That is my
I'd like to make one
point.
Last word.
Really briefly. I want to make the point that to Anil Dharker and Bachi Karkaria both, and as well as you, Arnab, that I think that, look, ask yourselves, if the roles were reversed, all right, if by some mischance, one of you were the persons accused in some, murky matter like this, and if Tarun Tejpal were on the other side, if the roles were reversed, what would his role be? Wouldn't he do a big cover story with your face on the cover? A. B. I'd also like to say that at the same time, this is the point I'm making to you, but I'm saying that at the same time, Tehelka did, in the past, give space to stories like Tangjam Manorama, Soni Sori,
but now that does not justify anything.
Media today, will you give the same space?
No, one second. That does not justify anything. I only say one thing to you. I take off because only because I'm short of time. Only because I'm short of time. I want to say one thing at the end. Bachi Karkaria writes, and I'll end with her words today. She says in Tejpal's case, the media has become cannibalistic. I would say to her, the media has not become cannibalistic. The media made a mistake in the case of the Radia tapes of not going after those who were put in question with the ferocity they deserved. In this case, if the media is doing a right thing for once, I think the media deserves a round of applause. Thank you for joining me on Newshour Debate 1 tonight.
You're the only media.
Well,
you cannot arrogate to your...
I'm saying there's a lot of the media. No, you too. Well, there are a lot of people. I said the media. I said the media deserves a round of applause. Hand it to them. Thank you very much for joining me on Debate number 1 on the Newshour tonight.